I started as a graduate assistant after I got my agricultural journalism degree. I went on for a master's degree in journalism and mass communications, and so I worked with the department as a grad assistant and did a lot of kind of odds and ends, some radio interviews, some short video productions, and got really intertwined with the Market Journal television program. Once I graduated with my master's degree, I worked as an assistant producer for the program until the producer retired, and I became the executive producer after that. Probably the biggest portion of my job is Market Journal, but then I also do some promotional, recruitment, those types of videos for UNL as well. My day-to-day routine here at INER Media, it varies quite a bit. As Market Journal producer, we spend a lot of the week kind of determining content for that week. We try to get most of our interviews and story ideas scheduled for the early part of the week. We may travel the state, we may travel beyond the state to get relevant interviews for our program. Then towards the end of the week, we work on editing the program together, and then we need to make sure that we've got a program to send to NET, that's our broadcasting partners, by Friday morning. I would say there's a really good split of time spent in the office and time spent out of the office. Obviously, I think if I had to sit at my desk all day long, I would get really bored. So it's really good that I'm able to go out into the city, out into the country, to get various interviews for segments for our program. That makes work a lot of fun, you know, especially during nice days. Being outside is great. We also do a lot of traveling out of the state and out of the country too to get segments for our show. I would say the biggest challenge that I've had in this position is, again, that we are a team of two. We've got myself as the producer and the host. That makes it extremely difficult if we're ever wanting to, take vacation, or if one of us gets ill or anything like that. Because, again, we're a weekly program. We have to have something for that week, otherwise NET will be upset with us that we've got, they don't want dead air. Sometimes it'd be nice to have some extra vacation days. I would say the most rewarding thing that's happened with the show is being able to get positive feedback from your audience. You'll get an email from someone, from a corn producer or a soybean producer or a farmer, that says, we saw your segment with so-and-so, and that really helped us in our farming operation. There's a variety of skills that are essential to be a successful employee in whatever you do. And I'd say the first thing that young people need to be able to do is to be adaptable and to be willing to learn different skills. I'm a team of two basically for our television program, so that's different than a lot of different television stations or programs that might be out there, because they might have massive crews. Here it's basically all me and our host. So we've got to kind of have to be a jack of all trades. You have to be willing to learn different skills. You have to be willing to learn graphic design. You might have to be willing to learn different lighting styles. You might not be a professional at all of those different things, but having kind of a general grasp of those things will help get you very far. And journalism was something that I excelled in. I really enjoyed doing different communication types of things, writing, video production, graphic design. I liked Photoshop. Once I found out there was an agricultural journalism, I felt that this would really separate me from a lot of other students that are out there. This would give me more of a specialization, and I felt that this degree really catered to my needs and what I was looking to do in my professional career. I would say from when I started to now, there's a lot more dialogue through social media, and I think that's really helped our audience, because when I started, we had a television program. We also delivered it through podcast, and we delivered a online version only. And our audience numbers were okay, but they weren't great. That's when I kind of started to incorporate a lot of social media elements. We've got a mobile app, so farmers that might not be able to watch our show on the weekends, they can watch it on demand anytime. So really being able to understand what's out there and how this can benefit your audience has really been kind of beneficial for me. I feel like farmers and ranchers are getting more skilled at mobile technologies, and they're going to be expecting more of their agricultural media at their fingertips, at their schedule. They're on their mobile devices, especially their smartphones, looking at the markets, they're looking at ag media, they're listening to a lot of their ag radio online. Communicators, public relations specialists, journalists, they really need to be able to start thinking like, how do we cater to our ag audience on an on-demand level? We've got a lot of consumers out there that don't quite understand the food production system. We really need some good ag communicators to help tell the story. And to do that now, I think that you really need to be a jack of all trades, because a lot of students seem to be interested in the public relations side of the house. And I think that's a great way to get involved in agricultural communications or agricultural journalism. But I think to be successful in those fields, you need to be good at a lot of different things. You need to be a good writer. You need to understand some basics of video production, graphic design, social media, because when companies are hiring, they're looking for individuals or potential employees that have a lot of those skills to bring all sorts of different assets to their organization.